Thank you so much for attending my PowerPoint presentation on the best anime in 2025. Now we start from the banger Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow. Why this is one of the best anime in 2025? Well, if you guys thought Sung Jin-woo was a beast in Season 1, Season 2 is basically him saying, "Hold my shadows!" This season, titled Arise from the Shadow, covers the infamous Jeju Island arc, and the stats don't lie. It held a massive 8.57 rating on MyAnimeList and dominated the most watched charts. It's the ultimate zero-to-hero story where our boy goes from the world's weakest hunter to literally rewriting the rules of the game. The synopsis is pretty much Jin-woo leveling up so hard he starts making the S-rank hunters look like they're playing with plastic swords. He's out here building a shadow army, and the animation from A1 Pictures is so fluid you'll need a towel to wipe the sweat off your brow after the fight scenes. Seriously, the Baru vs. Jin-woo fight? Absolute cinema. Now, for a bit of a reality check, the solo in Solo Leveling is still very much a thing. While we get more shadow soldiers, shout out to Igris being the MVP of loyalty, poor Cha Hayan and the other hunters mostly exist to look shocked at how strong Jin-woo is. It's basically the Jin-woo show, but when the show is this pretty, who's actually complaining? I'll be honest, the pacing can feel like a Ferrari with no brakes. Episodes fly by so fast you'll be hitting the next episode button before you even realize you've finished your snacks. If you love high-stakes action and a protagonist who doesn't just win but dominates, this was the undisputed king of the 2025 hype train. Just don't expect a deep philosophical debate. Jin-woo is here to kick butt and take names, literally, to add them to his army. The next one is Uma Musume, Cinderella Grey. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Horse girls. Really? But trust me, Cinderella Grey isn't just your average pretty girls doing cute things show. This is a gritty, high-octane sports drama that turned the Uma Musume franchise on its head. It follows Augury Cap, a girl from a small-town track who has beast-like talent and a stomach that could probably empty a buffet in 5 minutes. The stats on this one are surprising. It was a top contender for Best Animation in Fall 2025, trailing only behind giants like My Hero Academia. The story is actually based on the real-life 1980s racing legend Augury Cap, which adds a layer of weight. This actually happened? To the drama. It's got sweat, tears, and mud, way more rocky than Idolmaster. One of the best jokes in the series is Augury's bottomless pit of a stomach. While everyone else is worried about stats and training, she's usually wondering when the next bowl of rice is coming. But when she hits that track, she transforms into the Grey Phantom, and the intensity is enough to give you goosebumps. It's a classic underdog story that proves you don't need a sword to have a shonen battle. If you're worried about the singing, don't be. While there are still winning live concerts, the focus is 99% on the dirt, the speed, and the crushing pressure of the nationals. It's a surprise hit that even non-fans of the mobile game were obsessed with in 2025. Honestly, watching a girl with weak knees work her way up to becoming a national icon is the kind of motivation we all need on a Monday morning. Now we go into our best romance anime in 2025, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. If you want your heart to melt into a puddle of goo, this is the one. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, or Keiru Hana wa Rendesaku, was the romance MVP of summer 2025. It's got a solid 8.56 rating, and for a good reason. It's the healthiest romance you'll ever see. No toxic misunderstandings that last 10 episodes here. Just pure, wholesome communication between a scary-looking guy and a sweet girl from a rival school. The story follows Rentaro, who goes to a delinquent boys' school, and Karakoko, who attends a prestigious all-girls academy across the street. Society says they shouldn't mix, but they meet at Rentaro's family cake shop and sparks fly. It's a star-crossed lovers vibe, but instead of tragedy, you get star-crossed lovers who actually talk about their feelings. Revolutionary, I know. What's really cool is how it handles the brothers. Rentaro's friends aren't just background fluff. They are the most supportive, non-toxic group of guys in anime history. They actually check in on each other's mental health. It's so wholesome it almost feels like a fantasy world. Netflix picked this up, and it quickly became one of the most watched slice-of-life titles of the year. If you're tired of will they won't they drama that makes you want to throw your remote, give this a spin. It's the kind of show that makes you want to be a better person, or at least go buy a very expensive strawberry shortcake. It's a beautiful reminder that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, especially if that book has bleached hair and a piercing but loves baking. The next in our best list is Apocalypse Hotel. Now, for something completely different. Apocalypse Hotel is an anime original series from Cygames Pictures that felt like a hopeful gut punch. Set in the year 2157 after humanity has basically bailed on Earth because the air turned toxic, it follows Yachiyo, a robot concierge, who is still running a luxury hotel in the ruins of Ginza. Talk about being dedicated to the grind. Critics absolutely love this one, with some calling it the only October 10th of 2025 because of its unique vibe. It's like Nier Automata met the Grand Budapest Hotel. The staff consists of robots who are just waiting for guests to return, and things get weirdly hilarious when a family of Tanuki aliens shows up and starts living there. It's quirky, it's philosophical, and the backgrounds are so detailed you could stare at them for hours. The humor is top tier because it's so unforced. You've got robots having existential crises over whether they're folding towels correctly, and then you have high-stakes alien drama. It manages to balance end of the world vibes with customer service is king energy perfectly. Plus, the social commentary about Japan's culture of routine and rules is surprisingly deep for a show about a robot maid. Even though it didn't have the massive marketing budget of Solo Leveling, it became a cult classic by the end of 2025. It's a slow burn, heartwarming, and occasionally heartbreaking look at what it means to have a purpose when the world has moved on. If you want something that will make you laugh, cry, and then think about the meaning of life while you're doing your laundry, Apocalypse Hotel is your reservation. Last but not the least is Sakamoto Days. Literally John Wick at a convenience store. Imagine if John Wick decided he was done with a deadly assassin life, fell in love with a girl at a convenience store, and replaced his Glock with a grocery scanner. That is literally Taro Sakamoto. He used to be the most feared hitman in the world, but now? He's a chubby, peaceful family man running a neighborhood shop. He looks like he'd give you the best hug of your life, but don't let the dad bod fool you. He's still got those legendary reflexes. He just uses them to catch falling milk cartons and protect his family from the constant stream of assassins who still want his head. The best part of this show, and honestly, what makes it a top 5 contender, is the sheer cool factor of the action. Even though Sakamoto has a strict no-kill rule now, thanks to a promise to his wife, he still finds the wildest ways to dismantle professional killers. We're talking about a guy who can deflect a bullet with a cough drop or fight an entire gang using just a ballpoint pen and some extreme momentum. It's that perfect mix of, wait, did he really just do that? And, okay, that was actually kind of badass. Now, let's look at the stats because the numbers are actually insane. In 2025, Sakamoto Days officially became the most watched anime on Netflix for the first half of the year, pulling in over 24 million views and 106 million hours watched. It even flexed its muscles on MyAnimeList, ranking as the 3rd most watched anime of the year overall. It's not just hype. People are genuinely addicted to watching this retired legend try to navigate a normal life while his past refuses to let him go. Honestly, if you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out on the best. Old Man Logan vibes in anime. It manages to be hilarious and heartwarming, especially with his telepathic sidekick, Shin, while delivering some of the most creative fight choreography we've seen in years. Whether you're here for the family dinners or the high-octane convenience store brawls, Sakamoto Days earned its spot at the top. Plus, seeing a guy win a fight while holding a bag of groceries just hits different. So, that is the legendary 2025 lineup in a nutshell. Honestly, what a year. We had Solo Leveling basically trying to break our internet routers every week, while Sakamoto Days turned a neighborhood grocery run into a high-octane John Wick fever dream. If you weren't screaming at the races in Cinderella Grey or melting into a puddle of Doki feelings over the sheer wholesomeness of the fragrant flower blooms with dignity, were you even watching anime this year? And don't even get me started on Apocalypse Hotel. Who knew a robot concierge waiting for humans in a wasteland could give us more emotional damage than a literal boss fight? It's been a wild ride of monster, horse girls, and retired hitmen, So I've got to ask, are we in agreement that this was peak fiction? Or are you about to break my heart and tell me I missed your favorite underrated gem?